Now to the race for the White House. More than 24 hours after President Joe Biden dropped his bid for re-election, Vice President Kamala Harris is emerging as the front runner to take his place as the new nominee. She held her first public event today, and ABC's Christiane Cordero has more from Washington.
What started as a snowball effect of Democrats calling on President Joe Biden to step aside from seeking re-election has turned into an avalanche of support for Vice President Kamala Harris. Among the endorsements, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and Governor Josh Shapiro of must-win Pennsylvania. Harris today stepped into former Biden campaign headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware, transforming it into Kamala HQ with her boss's endorsement. Biden, who's isolating while recovering from COVID, called in.
We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do. Everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe. Oh.
Harris then went after former President Donald Trump, leaning into her experience as a former prosecutor.
In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Trump's running mate, Senator JD Vance, campaigning solo in Ohio today, calling this latest political shakeup anti-democratic.
And a couple of elite Democrats got in a smoke-filled room and decided to throw Joe Biden overboard. That is not how it works. That is a threat to democracy, not the Republican Party, which...
The former president remained out of sight. Among the notable endorsements, AFL-CIO, which represents 60 labor unions. And in the first 24 hours of this Harris campaign, her team says it raised more than $81 million, noting it's the largest single-day total in U.S. history. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, the White House.
Since the announcement, the Verified team is beginning a lot of questions about Vice President Kamala Harris. Ariane Daytil is here to sort fact from fiction.
In the last 24 hours, you may have seen these images and videos circulating on social media about Vice President Kamala Harris. Some claim she has ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Another claims she received donations from President Trump. And yet another claims to show her struggling to speak coherently.
Today is today. And yesterday was today yesterday.
Using these sources, here's what we can verify about these claims. The image purporting to show Harris with Jeffrey Epstein is fake and has been digitally altered to include Epstein. Using image forensics tool Revi, Verified traced this image of Harris to a Getty Images photo taken in 2015 at a black tie dinner in Los Angeles. The original photo shows her with her husband, Doug Emhoff. Epstein's head was superimposed onto Emhoff's body. Next, the donation check from Trump is real. In fact, he donated to Harris twice while she was California's Attorney General. Campaign finance records show that in 2011 and 2013, before Trump was a politician, he donated a total of $6,000 to Harris. A spokesperson for Harris told the Sacramento Bee in 2020 that she gave that money to a charity in 2015. And finally, this video of Harris appearing to fumble her words is fake. Using video forensics tools InVid and Revi, Verified traced the video back to a speech during a 2023 reproductive freedom rally at Howard University, which was live streamed on Facebook. In the real video, she says,
So I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present.
While Harris did not make the "today is today" comments in the altered video, some people still criticize her actual remarks, calling them word salad. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Daytil.
Reaction has been pouring in ever since President Biden withdrew from the presidential race and endorsed as vice president. Here's what Virginia lawmakers are saying about that move tonight. We are hearing from Attorney General Jason Miyares, who believes that Joe Biden should resign immediately, saying if he's not physically capable of serving as president January 25, it really means he's not capable to serve now. Republican Congresswoman Jen Kiggans echoed that statement, adding that Quote, while Biden is no longer on this ticket, his policies still are. Kamala Harris represents a more liberal and extreme version of Joe Biden's failed policies. Now, on the other side of the aisle, we're hearing from Senator Tim Kaine saying that Kamala Harris is today and tomorrow's news. I am all for her. He also told us that he believes that she will win the Democratic nomination and defeat Trump.
The contrast between a prosecutor who's prosecuted fraud and sexual assault and crime standing on stage with a convicted felon who has also been found civilly liable for a sexual assault is one that I think is going to be very, very powerful.
Again, Harris has not yet won the nomination, and with the Democratic National Convention still a month away, the party could take an early virtual roll call to officially nominate her. But if that doesn't happen, the decision will be made at the DNC. Another question that is top of mind for voters, if Harris secures the nomination, who will she choose to run alongside her? There are rumors that North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper could be on the short list of possible picks. He's a longtime name in North Carolina politics, first elected to the office in 1980s, to office back in the 80s. He has historically performed well, even in a state that leans red. Political experts say if he's picked, it's a presidential ticket that would check a lot of boxes.
Would have the ability to balance Harris's ticket in terms of that level of experience. Here's a person who's worked in depth at almost all levels of a state government, a big state, an important swing state, and in a complex state.
Another thing to keep in mind, Governor Cooper is term limited, so no matter what, he will officially give up the governor's seat next year. Meanwhile, 1 week ago, former President Donald Trump officially picked his running mate. Ohio Senator JD Vance hit the campaign trail today. After holding a rally in his hometown, he delivered remarks to a crowd at Radford University in Southwest Virginia. And here's what he had to say about VP Kamala Harris entering the race for the White House.
Now, history will remember Joe Biden as not just a quitter, which he is, but one of the worst presidents in the United States of America. But my friends, Kamala Harris is a million times worse, and everybody knows it. She signed up for every single one of Joe Biden's failures, and she lied about his mental capacity to serve as president.
Vance was first elected to the Senate in 2022. Before that, he served as a U.S. Marine in the Iraq War and went on to graduate from Ohio State University and Yale Law School.